Unit 7, question number 6. Question number 6 wants us to multiply polynomial expressions. When you're multiplying a polynomial, we're going to be utilizing something called distribution or foiling, okay? So I'm going to multiply this x by each of the terms in my second parentheses. So again, I'm going to multiply x by 3x squared, by 3x, and by -1. So let's do that. X times 3x squared gives me 3x cubed, or to the third power. Because technically the exponent here is a 1, 1 plus 2 gives me x to the third power. X multiplied by 3x is 3x squared. And x multiplied by -1 is -1x. Okay? Now that we've distributed the x, I'm now done with the x. Now I'm going to distribute the -8. Okay? -8 multiplied by 3x squared is -24x squared. -8 multiplied by 3x is -24x. And -8 multiplied by -1, and negative times a negative gives me +8. Okay? Now I'm going to combine any like terms. Okay? So this is the only x to the third power. There's no other x to the third power. So this has no other like term. So you just bring it down. Alright? Here we have an x squared, a 3x squared, and we have a -24x squared. Those are like terms because they both have an x squared. 3x squared minus 24x squared is -21x squared. Alright? Now we're going to combine the x's. So we have a -1x and I have a -24x. -1x minus 24x will give me -25x. Okay? This 8 is the only constant, it's the only number that does not have an x or x squared or x cubed. So this +8, you bring it down. And this is my answer. Alright? So let's try to do the next one. So again, guys, we're going to use that same distribution. First, I'm going to distribute my -3x. So I'm distributing to the 2x squared, to the -x, and to the -2. So let's go and let's multiply them, guys, okay? Because distribution is multiplying. -3x squared multiplied by 2x squared, -3 times 2 is -6. X times x squared, so again, this x is the same as x to the first power. X to the first power times x squared, 1 plus 2 gives me x to the third power. Alright? -3x multiplied by -x, in front of here is technically a -1. -3 times -1 is +3. X times x gives me x squared. Good job, guys. -3x multiplied by -2 gives me +6x. Alright? So now I'm going to distribute the -1. So let's distribute -1. Okay? To each of these three terms. Okay? So I don't have as much space, so I'm going to go ahead and write it a little bit below. Okay? But I'm going to write it in a different color. -1 times 2x squared is -2x squared. -1 times -1x, a negative times a negative gives me +2x. And -1 times -2, a negative times a negative gives me +2. Alright? Oh, I almost messed up here. Sorry, this is +1x. Oh man, I almost messed up. -1 times -1x gives me +1x. Alright, almost made a mistake there. Okay? Now I'm going to combine all my like terms. Does this x cubed have a like term? Does the -6x cubed have a like term? No, there's no other x cubes. So you bring it down. Okay? This is an x squared. Do you see another x squared? Yup, the -2x squared. 3x squared minus 2x squared. 3 minus 2 is positive 1x squared. Because 3 minus 2 is positive 1. Alright? So now we're going to combine our x's. So I see a 6x here. Do you see another term that has only x? Yup, the 1x. Okay? So 6x plus 1x will give me 7x. Okay? So now I only have this constant remaining. But does this constant have a like term? No. Alright? So because that constant does not have a like term, you bring down the 2. And this is my answer. Alright? So let's do the last one. So again, we're going to go ahead and distribute, which means I'm going to multiply 3x by each of these terms. Okay? So 3x multiplied by x squared. So again, technically in front of here is a positive 1. 3 times 1 is 3. X is the same as x to the first power. X times x squared gives me x to the third power. Okay? 3x multiplied by negative 3x gives me negative 9x squared. Because again, 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. X times x is x squared. 3x multiplied by negative 8 is negative 24x. Alright, because 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. So because I don't have as much space, I'm going to distribute the negative 1, but I'm going to write it below. So negative 1 times 1x squared is negative 1x squared. Negative 1 times negative 3x, a negative times a negative gives me positive 3x. And negative 1 times negative 8, a negative times a negative gives me positive 8. Alright? Because 1 times 8 is 8. So now I'm going to combine like terms. Does the 3x cubed or 3x to the third power have a like term? No. So you bring it all the way down. What else does not have a like term? The 8. So the positive 8 you're also going to bring down. Alright? The only like terms are the negative 9x squared and the negative 1x squared. Alright? Which gives me, what's negative 9x squared times minus, because again, you're not multiplying here, you're just subtracting. Negative 9x squared minus 1x squared is negative 10x squared. Now I'm going to combine all my x's, so I have a negative 24x and a positive 3x. Those are my only x's. So negative 24x plus 3x is negative 21x. Alright? And as you know, the 8 does not have a like term, so you bring it down. The same way how this 3x cubed, or 3x to the third power, did not have a like term, so we brought it down. And this is my answer. So again, guys, just like that.